for that, Frank Gardner in Jerusalem. And I'm joined now by Yossi Kuperwasser, former Director General of the Israel Ministry of Strategic Affairs. He's in Tel Aviv. Thank you very much for joining us on BBC News today. We heard a clip a short while ago from the US Defense Secretary talking about President Biden's decision to pause that delivery of munitions to Israel over concerns about Rafah. How do you think Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to be reacting to this?
Good evening. Yes, it's a very strange situation where we are under pressure from the American administration by denying us munition. And I think what the Prime Minister is going to do is to go on with the original plans. We are now putting pressure on Hamas, and this is the only thing that can eventually make Hamas more ready to move forward with the hostage deal. And what we want to accomplish is to, first of all, release the hostages, and that's why we need to keep on with the pressure on Hamas. And secondly, defeat Hamas in Gaza and make the life of Israelis and Palestinians better without this terror group controlling their life and ours as well. That's, I think, what the Prime Minister is going to do.
Do you think those two stated aims from Israel of getting rid of Hamas and getting the hostages home, that perhaps they actually contradict one another? Certainly, there's a body of Israeli public opinion that says, actually, you need to get the hostages out first, whatever the cost.
Well, in Israel, you have opinions that support everything. But if you ask me, I think that they do support each other. I think that putting more pressure on Hamas is actually the only way to get the hostages released. Because we saw that we have been trying to make it happen without pressure for the last 3 months, and nothing happened. On the contrary, we just were moving farther away from having a deal. So what we need to do, and we saw it on the moment we started moving towards Rafah, all of a sudden, Hamas said, okay, we're ready to have a deal. The deal, it was a fake deal, but it doesn't matter. They understand that when they are under pressure, they have to move forward on the deal. And that's exactly what we are trying to accomplish.
There's lots of conflicting information about what's happening at the two main crossings into Rafah, the degree of access, whether aid is getting through, the safeguarding of non-combatants. What more should Israel be doing around that? Because clearly that matters to international partners.
Israel is trying its best to bring humanitarian aid in. We had to stop for a couple of days because the crossing was attacked by Hamas, and we lost 4 soldiers during this attack on the crossing. This is crazy by Hamas, but this is what's happening. And so we had to close the Kerem Shalom crossing for a couple of days, but it was reopened today, and so there was still fighting going on near the crossing. So it's a little bit difficult to bring the humanitarian aid in, but the crossing is open. And we are using other crossings, and we are allowing airlift of humanitarian aid towards the northern part of Gaza. We are making our best in order to make sure that there's enough humanitarian aid getting to Gaza. What happens is that once it gets into Gaza, Hamas takes over and steals part of the aid for its own purposes and for corruption. They sell it on the open market. And this is something that is beyond the control of Israel, but this is the main problem with the humanitarian aid.
Yossi Kuperwasser, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
And still